Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video. So here it is, the Reina video. The Reina changes from patch 1.05. I'm going to go over most of the changes, pretty much all the changes actually, because they are pretty significant, all of them. She did get nerfed, I will say, first up, she did get nerfed. Forward 2, nerfed tracking. So now we can sidestep that much more easily than we could before, right? You can still delay the forward 2, and it will still track. Much like Demon Paws from Kazuya, Devil Jin, and Jin. We can still delay them, making them effectively homing, alright? So it's not a big deal for all you Reina mains that are, you know, upset about the forward 2 nerf. To be honest, like, as a main Reina, I actually prefer that forward 2 is nerfed, and actually have to use my head a little bit more about when I'm going to use forward 2 and not just use it as like a really kind of OP neutral tool that controls like spacing, basically everything in the neutral. Like from here is still Reina's game, right? You can still do forward 2, but because of the nerf to the tracking, now we have to use our head a little bit more. We'll go over the nerfs, but I just wanted to say that first off. First off, a change that I've been waiting for since the launch of the game. I haven't really talked about this in any YouTube videos, but I've been talking about it on stream quite a lot. 112, right? A flash punch. I'm going to take Kazuya off sidewalk because that is really annoying. So there was a bug with 1-1, right? What would happen sometimes, in some weird like off-axis situations, what would happen sometimes is the first one would hit, the second one would whiff, and then the 2, right, would get blocked, and you're minus 17. So you're launch punishable. So that has now been fixed, apparently. We'll have to wait and see because there are a lot of situations where this might happen. But I haven't experienced this happening since the patch. So I'm super glad about that because obviously a 10 frame punish with a bug like that is really detrimental to the character in certain situations and can be very frustrating, to say the least. So now, apparently, we have more consistency with 1-1, the second one not whiffing, which is very, very good. Secondly, we're going to talk about forward 2, okay? So, if I put him back on sidewalk left, see I'm plus 2 here? I've got a bit of frame advantage, right? Now forward 2, if I don't delay it, will whiff. He can sidestep pretty easily. If I delay the forward 2, it still tracks. It's just like any forward 2, any forward input in Tekken. Because it's a forward advancing move, you do 2 forwards. You can just delay the second forward. So it's not all doom and gloom for forward 2. You can just delay the second forward, and it will still track. So that's still there, but it still has nerf tracking, right? Which is obviously a big deal, right? It's obviously a very, very big deal for the Reina. So that has been nerfed. In my opinion, like I said before, I'm kind of welcome this nerf because it was kind of, if I'm honest, it was kind of brain dead, to be honest. I'm a Reina main. I'm not going to downplay how forward 2 was with Reina. It was kind of brain dead being able to use this from anywhere and it basically being a 12 frame homing mid that you could use from back here. It was kind of brain dead. Let's be honest, right? Let's be honest. It was kind of crazy being able to do that, right? So it's nerfed for the better, I think, but you just have to delay it a bit more, right? Right, you just delay it a little bit and it will still track, right? Like any forward move. Yeah, I think it's a good change, to be honest. I was playing Reina yesterday. I was still able to use a lot of forward 2. It's still very, very, very good. So yeah, just delay it, guys. Just delay it to realign. Just delay it, and it will still work. The second nerf, which is also actually quite a big deal, is the Manji Geri strings. I think that's how you say it. They've been nerfed quite a lot, actually. So they nerfed the crouching status on the Manjigari strings. The strings that we're going to be talking about, there are a lot of them, okay? So the first one is actually her 10 hit. Oh, I gotta take Kazuya off. Sidewalk. Okay, so the first one is her 10 hit, okay? So they nerfed the crouching status of the last move, I'm pretty sure. Or the fourth move as well. But yeah, no one really cares about the 10 hit. No one's really using that. 3-4. Second hit is not crouching status anymore. That's not crouching anymore. You can be jabbed. Let's say the first hit whiffs. She's not going to crush highs here. 3+4, 4. The second hit won't high crush anymore. So the forward 3+4, right? It will still go under jabs, right? When it's talking about crouching status removed, it really means when the move is coming out. So not here, not here, there. So the actual move itself, not the build-up, right? When the move is actually hitting, it doesn't have a crouching status anymore. The actual move itself doesn't high crush. The actual attack, not the rolls, the actual attack. It doesn't high crush anymore. That is for 3+4 and the hold version, right, which guard breaks. Down 3+4 doesn't high crush anymore. Back 1-1-3-3. That last hit doesn't high crush anymore. Back 3-4. Which is actually quite a big nerf, right? Because you'd use this to get under people approaching with jabs. Although I didn't use it that much, but I know a lot of people did like to use that. Nsoku 4. So this doesn't high crush anymore, like the 4 doesn't high crush. Full crouch down forward 4. This is the big one. This does not go under jabs anymore. So let's just play. See, I'm trying to use it. Doesn't go under jabs. This is actually quite a big nerf. It's not a huge nerf, but basically it means that we can't be like lazy with our punishment. Let's say I'm gonna get Alisa out here and give you an example of why this was so damn good. I think you have a feeling which string I'm going to talk about, right? See if I can find it with Alisa first. This string is a very good example of why full crouch down forward 4 is so good. So usually what I would do before is, the thing is with this move, right? If you try and punish too early, you would get clipped by the chainsaws. It lasts for the active frames on these chainsaws. It lasts for ages. So you would just get clipped, right? So what I would do before is I would do full crouch down forward 4 now. And it would just go under those chainsaws because it's a high, right? I wouldn't have to worry about timing my punish really specifically. Because I could... The full crouch down forward 4 would just go under those chainsaws anyway. Right? You wouldn't have to wait until then to punish it. You could just do it now. And you can't do that anymore. So that is a big nerf. But it's only a big nerf in the way that we just now have to wait, right? So all of these, all of the full crouch down forward 4 setups that you have, like back 2, back 4, I mean, you can also do this, right? If they don't duck the high. Let me just show you this way. So back 2, -9, you can do this. Back 4, -8, you can do this. They're all baits. They're all pretty good flowcharts, to be honest. This is also a really, really good one. These are all still setups, right, for full crouch down forward 4. But now we actually have to visually confirm our opponent whiffing with the highs, like with jabs, right? And then do full crouch down forward 4. Where this becomes a bit of a nerf is with characters that have strings that are really, really fast and very hard to find the window where you can actually use a whiff punish, right? Let's say, for example, you're against a Victor. I'm just using this string as an example. So mid into 2 highs, right? What you could do before, you could do the full crouch down forward 4 really, really early. Or if he whiffs the first one, then you just whip out full crouch down forward 4 with the times the highs would actually go over you, right? But as you see, he's now hitting me out of that. I'm just using this string as an example. There are many strings that do this. So this is the nerf, right? Now I'm trying to do full crouch down forward 4 under the highs, but now I have to wait and then punish once he's finished his string, right? So there's the nerf with the full crouch down forward 4. The 3+4 4 strings and all of the Magic strings, basically. It should also be noted, I didn't talk about this, but back turn 4 is also affected by this. When you're in heat, these strings, the 4-4 from heat 3-4-4, that doesn't go under jabs anymore. The same thing happens with 3+4-4-4 and forward 3+4-4, right? So these moves, the second 4 doesn't go under, the first 4 doesn't go under either. Neither the low kicks, right, those style kicks, go under jabs anymore. You can be jab interrupted, right? So yeah, they are quite big nerfs to Reina. They are quite big. But mostly in the terms of we have to now, like for punishment, now we have to visually confirm a whiff and then do full crouch down forward 4, which is the thing that gets mainly affected by this. And also we can't bait somebody to try and jab, like doing a string like this. We can't bait somebody to try and jab and then go under their jab with the second hit, right? Or with the third hit, sorry. So they are notable nerfs, right? The next thing I want to talk about is, so now forward 1+2 3 will counter hit from a more leaning off axis angle, right? So now this is more consistent off axis, right? That one, the forward 1+2 3, isn't as consistent as the down forward 3+4. So if I do it from like here, right, it still counter hits. If I do it from here, it doesn't give you the throw transition, right, from counter hit. With down 3+4, the angle is way more lenient, right? You can do it from here. You still get the counter hit, right? You do it from here. You still get the counter hit throw, right? So that's kind of like a bug fix, or to be honest, that's kind of a buff, to be honest, because the throw does a ton of damage, right? So that's been buffed. The down forward 1-4 damage has been nerfed, right? So the normal version, the damage has been nerfed from 20 to 17, and the just frame version, this one, voice crack, this one has been nerfed from 24 to 20. Let's see. So it means with heat dashes like this, it does less damage, right? Although that's not actually a very good example, because with the changes to the knockdown with the heat dashes, right? Now, instead of doing CD3 there, we used to do CD3 here. We used to do CD3, right, for 44 damage. Now we can actually do down 4-1, right, just frame to get 48 damage. But it has been nerfed, the damage for down 4-1. Sen 1-2, Sentai 1-2, right, the power crush, hit confirmable power crush. There has been a change, so now the second hit counts as part of the power crush, which is weird, right, because the second hit hasn't got power crush properties. So it counts as a power crush even though it's not. This means if the first hit whiffs, which is quite hard to whiff this, if the first hit whiffs, you can now throw interrupt the second hit and it will make the throw in unbreakable. It also means you can punish this with an unbreakable throw, even though it's -16, so it doesn't really matter. Like, this change doesn't really matter that much, apart from maybe if you whiff the first hit. But using a throw is kind of risky. Like, this is more for like accidental situations, I guess. But if you block that, you're going to launch it, right? So it doesn't really make a difference, Send 1, 2. Send 3. Now people can parry Send 3. So I had this weird property before where you couldn't parry Send 3. People can now parry this. And it has also fixed the homing properties on Send 3 as well. So Lily could actually sidestep Send 3 in some weird situations. Now she can't. Also, Send 3 plus 4. Sometimes this would whiff at close range. So they fixed the hitbox on this as well. It doesn't affect the attack's reach. It doesn't affect the range at all. But they just fixed the hitbox to what it should have been. Okay, so that kind of sums up the Reina changes. All in all, I think they're pretty fair nerfs, to be honest. And we got a buff with the different angles for forward 1 plus 2, 3, and down forward 3 plus 4 transition into throw and counter hit. Those got changed. The down forward 1 damage nerf is fine because in some situations the damage was very high in combo damage. So if you did a combo like this, if you did this kind of combo, right? It still does absurd damage, but it doesn't do ridiculously absurd damage. I mean, it's only a small damage nerf, right? It doesn't really matter that much. It's like a 4 damage nerf, so it doesn't really affect the character that much. But it does in maybe it does more in wall combos. We'll have to see how it plays out again. I'll have to do some more testing on that. But the full crouch nerfs, they're not actually massive nerfs because now we just have to, in most cases, we just have to visually confirm that they whiff the high, they finish the high, and then we do full crouch down forward 4, right? To whiff punish. It does affect strings like this, where if they try and jab interrupt, usually this would go under the jab, like the second hit. Now we won't be able to do that. So that's kind of a big deal. And forward 4-2 nerf tracking, to be honest, I'm all for it. I don't mind it being nerfed. We can still just, like I said before, now we can just delay the second forward, make it a bit more of a skill thing. Now we can just delay it. You know what I mean? It's not a huge deal. But it is a significant nerf, and I think it makes it a bit more fair for other players. But yeah, so all in all, I think that's fair. That's just the changes. I just want to do a short video on, or maybe not a short video, and that is like 30 minutes recording. But I just wanted to go over these changes because they are significant, and obviously Reina is my main, so I wanted to do this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked the video, do me a favor and leave a like. And if you're new here and you want to find your way back, hit the subscribe button down below. Much love, you guys. Take it easy, and I will see you in the next one.